I went to the drug test. Do they have to be in the room with you and watch you pee, like, while you're...
Yes. Do you know how many people have fake urine and go in there with a Whizzinator? That's why they have to go in there with you so you don't try to pull a fast one.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt uncomfortable. I asked if they could like turn around for like at least semi. They're like, no, they have to watch me.
Then I can just put you in jail. You can feel comfortable in jail. Which one do you want to do?
That's fine.
So let's do this. It's already 1 o'clock, so I'm going to send you for a test. You got to come back tomorrow, and we'll talk about the results then.
All right, so do I take
if you don't test, a warrant will issue.
Okay.
Do you understand? Okay. All right. That way. You don't have a Texas driver license, do you? Okay. Are you in this country with or without permission? So you're a citizen. Okay. Do not drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. I don't care what you eat. Excuses mean absolutely nothing to me. And if you don't believe it, I have a bunch of people in jail now that will be willing to tell you what kind of excuses they've tried to give for reasons I don't care. Don't drive. There's no justification. If you drive, you're facing 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand this? The other thing I'm going to tell you is that the weed smoking stops today. You will be tested 40 days from today. And if you test positive again, that tells me that you've continued to smoke and I'm going to put you in jail. He tried to play a lot of games with us. I ordered him to go take a drug test yesterday. He gave them a hard time, refused to take the test. We brought him back here to let him know that if he didn't take a test, then his bond would be revoked. He ended up going back and he still refused to take the test.
No, I took the test today.
You took it
this morning.
Today. I sent you back yesterday, go take it, and you refused to take it. And so we reset your case to today.
I thought you said you rescheduled it to the 8th. Today's the 8th.
No. I told you yesterday when you were here to go back and take the test. I told you to go take the test. You went back there and you didn't take the test. I'm well within my right to revoke your bond right now if I want to and put you in jail. I want you to know this and realize this. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, Mr. Gonzalez, that we mean business here. We don't play games. And I'm going to do everything in my power to protect this city. You have already allegedly created damage with the kind of case that you have, not having a license and picking up an FSGI. No more. So I'm going to protect the city. And if that means putting you in jail because you continue to violate conditions, then I'm going to do it. You are now skirting very, very thin ice. Do you understand? I hope you realize how thin of ice that you're walking on now. If you pick up another case, if you drive, or if you smoke marijuana again, you will stay with me. And I'm not going to give you any more PR bonds. Do you understand? I've given you a lawyer. I'm paying for everything for you. So there's no excuse. If you don't remain in contact with her, if you play games with her like you've played games with me, I'm just going to put you in jail. I have enough drama in my life. I don't need any more. Do you understand? Okay. All right, Sonia. We'll see you in 40 days. Unless something happens sooner. All right?
Yep. Okay. Go!
Will you hand me my screen box?
Now go. Assistant Foster.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Foster, you're charged with possession of marijuana. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On October 1st, 2024, officers conducted a traffic stop for a vehicle with no front license plate in Harris County, Texas. The officers made contact with the defendant, the driver of the vehicle, and observed an odor of marijuana. A search was conducted and officers observed a black plastic bag under the front passenger seat containing marijuana and drug paraphernalia, such as a weight scale, a bong pipe, and multiple small bags. The officers also found marijuana grinder in the trunk of the vehicle. Marijuana was identified based on training experience and had a weight of 65.9 grams.
Mr. Foster, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license?
Upon the traffic stop, I found out that it was suspended.
I want to impart something to you, that I am making it a bond condition for you now that you're not to drive any vehicle for any reason. I don't care what your reason is. If I find that you drive, I will have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. I don't care if there's a burning building or Mother Teresa needs to go to church. You get into a car and drive, there's going to be HE double hockey sticks to pay. Do you understand? What do you do for a living, Mr. Foster?
Sir,
What do you do for a living?
I do for a living, landscaping.
We're going to reset your case, give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. After that,
Can I file out for an attorney from the state?
why?
So I don't have money for a lawyer.
How do you know? How do you know?
Well, it's not my first time, dealing with lawyers, and I just don't have that kind of money right now.
2018, unlawful carrying of a weapon. 2019, criminal mischief. 2018, assault of a family member. 2019, assault of a family member. 2021, criminal trespass. 2022, unlawful carrying of a weapon. 22, felony possession of marijuana. And now you've gotten another possession of marijuana. In all of those cases, how many times have you gotten a court-appointed lawyer?
So,
Yeah, right. I want you now to go looking, and I want you to get a full-time job. And I am now making that a condition of your bond as well. The days of you sitting at Xbox, playing Xbox all day, smoking dope all day, doing nothing are over. I am making it a condition of your bond that you get a full. You've got that smirk on you, and I'm going to tell you now, it's not going to go well if you try to play with me. Do you understand?
I don't need to go spend my money when I'm taking care of my family to get a lawyer on a case that, you know what I mean?
No. I want you to go start looking for lawyers.
Okay.
And I want you to start Googling Harris County lawyers. There's a gajillion and one of them. Mr.
Yeah,
Foster.
they calling my line. They sending paper through the mail. Y'all know.
Okay. Start calling those and finding one you can afford.
Okay.
You pick up a new case. You start driving. I'm telling you now, I'm going to revoke your bond and I'll make it sky high. Do you understand?
I understand.
You know, I'll tell you this though, Mr. Foster, you look like you have a lot of arrogance to you. If you put that arrogance into working really hard, holy moly, you could command the entire world. I know people who started as a freaking dishwasher at Chick-fil-A and they worked their ass off. Now owns two of them making 400 GER a year. That's hundreds of thousands every month that he's raking in because he put his chutzpah into working and his heart into working his ass off. And now, dude, he's killing it. And people thought he was a joke working at Chick-fil-A. And dude's just, he's the American dream. That's what it's about. Not this, not what you're trying to sell. Don't. Put your heart, soul into it. You can do anything. That's what makes this place so great.
Just wait, sir.
Yes, sir.
Again? Again?
Again?
There are some people that I see over and over and over and over. Miss Cambrick, since 1999. Deadly conduct, 99. Failure to stop and render aid, 2002, failure to identify as a fugitive from justice. Now let's get into 2000s. 2004, theft. 2004, theft. 2005, felony theft. 2005, theft. 2005, theft. 2006, theft from a person, felony theft from a person. Possession of a controlled substance, 2007, possession of a controlled substance, 2007. In 2008, theft. 2009, possession of a controlled substance. 2010, possession of a controlled substance, possession of a controlled substance, possession of a controlled substance. 2012, theft, theft, assault, theft. 16, 17, 18. 2019, theft. 2020, theft. 2021, theft. 2021, theft. 2021, criminal trespass. 2021, theft. 2022, theft. 2022, criminal trespass. 2022, theft. 22, theft. 22, theft. 24, theft. 23, theft. 23, theft. And now another theft. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Yes, Judge. On August 29th, 2024, officers responded to a theft of business at a Walmart in Harris County, Texas. Officers made contact with the complainant, the loss prevention associate, who stated on August 28th he contacted officers about a shoplifting, but no officer responded to take the report at that time. The complainant showed the officer the surveillance video, and the officer observed the defendant select a blue tote, walk towards the automotive section, look around to see if anyone was observing her actions, and select multiple Benzol motor oil cords off the shelf and conceal them in the tote. The defendant was then observed walking towards the health and beauty section and exiting through an emergency fire door without attempt to pay for the tote or the concealed oil.
How much the value?
Let me check the OR, Your Honor. It's not in the DIMS.
And I'm guessing because they know it's going to be reduced to a misdemeanor, they just now file it as misdemeanors, Michael, instead of a felony?
I'm sorry, what's the question, Judge?
Do they hence assume intake that it's going to be reduced to a misdemeanor as to why they filed it as a misdemeanor?
You know what, Judge, this has been happening a lot and I'm not sure why. I think honestly, a lot of it is negligence into not looking at what their criminal history is before they file the charge. Quite honestly, because I see it a lot and I don't think there's any policy for it.
And Your Honor, total is $98.
Amber, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now sending you for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system, and you're to come right back, and then we will discuss where we go from here. I'm going to put a GPS monitor on you, and I'm forbidding you from going to any store that you have a prior contact with in a theft case. Do you understand? And if I find that you have any contact with any of these stores, I'm going to make your bond so high your teeth are going to fall out. Do you understand?
Sir.
Catch and release days are over. No more catch and release. We are going to get to the bottom of why this continues to happen. And if that means some kind of treatment facility with a dual diagnosis residential program, then hey, but now you're working what? 30 thefts? Stops today. First things first, I'm sending you for a drug test. You must come right back. And if you fail to come back, if you fail to take the drug test, your bond will hit the skyline. You understand? We need to do a deep dive, Alex, into every single store that theft, that all those thefts come from. And just, I mean, I know, if we can just forbid from going to any and all retail stores in Harris County.
Yes, Judge, if you would like, we can create a list.
Yeah, I'd like to do a dive into every single theft she's done and
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Garris, we have a doozy on our hands now. And you are probably one of the best, and thank you for being here. We have quite a doozy with Ms. Cameron. She is someone who continues over and over and over to pick up cases. And we're now to the tune of, how many theft cases do we got?
On the list, Judge. So have some awareness. Yeah.
I sent her for a drug test. She tested positive for coke. It ends today. You will now be required to come here 2 times a week to take drug tests. You are forbidden from going into any of the stores for any of the theft cases that you have. And I'm going to tell you now, if you can't stop on your own, then we will do it for you. I'm giving you the opportunity to stop using any illegal drugs on your own now. If you are unable to, then you will be with me. I'll revoke your bond and I'm going to put you in jail. And I will continue to do so until you stop using. If you pick up any more new cases, likewise, I'm going to put you in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You were lucky that you are not charged with a felony now, and I don't understand why. But being after as many theft cases you have now, I just don't understand. But you're lucky that it's a misdemeanor. Be that as it may, no catch and release. We're done. Do you understand? And I'm going to tell you now that I'm going to be very, very hard pressed to just start accepting time served over and over, because what we are doing is we are, and you can see that we are not solving the underlying issue as to why it continues to happen.
No. State, the prosecutors and I had a brief discussion about that. I'm gonna try to find out more and
Take
I'm
your
sure
time.
Time will.
But in the interim, you will come here every Monday and Thursday to test. And the next time you test positive, I'm going to revoke your bond. I'm going to put you in jail, and I'm going to make your bond high. Do you understand, Ms. Camrick?
Sir.
Today is Tuesday. Every Monday and Thursday, you will come here to test. So I will see you here on Thursday. You are to take another drug test, and then I will test you again on Monday. And then after that, you're going to test on Thursday. And I'm strongly considering doing some kind of anti-theft course, as I'm going to see what we can do to have her start doing some kind of proactive kind of help, so to speak, so that it just, I don't understand why.
And obviously, I think resources are an issue, but I will help out with that if necessary.
Where do you live now?
She lives with her father here.
Do you have anyone that's going to bond you out if your bond ends up at $10,000? That's what you need to consider when you're out there in the free world. Because if you violate the conditions and I make your bond $10,000 and you don't have anyone to bond you out, then you will be stuck like Chuck. And I'm going to tell you now, no time serves. It's not going to happen. Because what we are doing is I am failing you. Because you continue to pick up these cases and we continue to accept time serves, and you continue to go out there and you continue to pick up new cases over to 30 to 45 stops now. Do you understand, Ms. Camrick?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See you Thursday.
Thank you, Judge. All right, that's good.
Sir, you're charged with criminal trespass. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. Looks like your case is extremely old. It's 714 days old, sir. They've given you multiple PR bonds. I guess we should be happy that you made it to court. Okay. Please.
Yes, Judge. On October 25th of 2022, HPD officers conducted a trespass investigation at the Icon gas station located at 7997 West Airport Boulevard in Harris County, Texas. Officers advised that the location has an active trespass affidavit in effect. Officers advised that they observed the defendant standing on the property next to a posted no trespass sign. Officers advised that they also made contact with the complainant, an employee of the gas station, who advised the defendant was trespassing at the location.
Had he been previously warned not to be there? Or was it just a no trespassing sign and he just goes there for the first time?
So, Judge, it's the defendant and multiple other males. There's a active trespass affidavit on file. They approach this defendant. They find marijuana on him after they detain him. They ask him multiple times if he would be willing to participate in the marijuana diversion program. He refused several times. But I don't see anything.
No priors?
I don't see anything about the complainant.
So look, when you show up to court, good things happen. I'm going to find no probable cause in your case now. But I want you to understand, you are now on notice. You can't go back to this gas station. Stop.
Hey, that's what
You can't go there anymore. If you go there again, they're going to arrest you for criminal trespass. I'm finding no probable cause now because I don't see that the prior warning was issued, but I am issuing the warning to you now. If you go back there today, tomorrow, next week, next year, they're going to arrest you for trespass.
Trespass and just get caught. Just get caught, he can probably trespass and
Mr. Angulusi, listen, it's not a discussion. They have the right to tell you they don't want you there, and they don't want you there. Find another place to go to. Now I'm gonna find no probable cause. You're free to go, okay?
And I'm following dismissal now.
All right, man, take care.
All right, so I'm good.
And show up to court. Show up to court. I hope so.
Baby on the way, you know, and I've been staying out the way.
Oh, my Lord. You have a baby on the way.
I've been staying out the way, I promise.
Mr. Waters is expecting his very first child. Him and the mother are together. She's very supportive. She was here last week.
Have you spoken to girlfriend?
I haven't spoken to her. I called the housing manager today, who did meet with her today. So she does exist, and she's still trying to get that
Do
house.
this. When he has a 100% house to go to and he's not on the street, then I'll give him an ankle monitor. Do you have a girlfriend's number?
Yeah, I do.
The number.
Hi, you've reached 125.
Hi.
Mr. Waters again,
Okay.
in custody.
Yes.
Girlfriend's here.
Can I see her? You mind bringing her? Hi.
How you doing?
How old are you?
I'm 18.
18. Who do you live with?
I have my own apartment.
How? I could barely walk when I was 18. Tell me about yourself. What do you do?
I just graduated college. I only have my associate's degree. I was going to Blinn College.
Wow, that's amazing. Great job.
Thank you. I got my first apartment in June, and I live on Belfair Pines, Kane Street. And I work from home from
Okay.
there.
So you do have an income.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. You're aware of Mr. Waters.
Yes, sir.
Are you guys
Yes.
together?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been together?
For like 3 years.
3 years. Okay, so you know him well.
Yes.
Okay. My only concern is that he's picked up quite a number of charges. So I just want you to be careful.
Yes.
Are you okay if he stays with you? Okay. That was my concern. And I was telling Jillian here, my concern is that he's got a lot of history and a lot of just nonsense. And I don't want him to pick up any more cases. So before we let him out, I want to know that he's got a stable home that he's going to go to. I'm going to put conditions on him so he's not out in the middle of the night, right? I don't want him to go to any of these other stores that he's ever been to for any of these thefts. And no dope, no alcohol. And that's it. Stay out of trouble. Do you mind bringing Mr. Waters in? Thank you so much for coming. You're doing great. Just keep it up. Really.
Bye.
Sorry.
Bye.
Okay. Wonderful. It's a lot of work and it gets stressful. So be careful. If you take care of that baby well, that baby will take care of you. You got to be careful with who are you around, what they're doing, because if there are other people that are smoking marijuana, it could affect that baby. And the problem is that baby is constantly growing and it needs love. It needs attention. It needs prenatal vitamins. Because if you don't take care of that baby well, you will or could have, the baby will have developmental issues, and then you're a lifelong babysitter, and we don't want that. So if you take care of the baby well,
Yes, sir.
one day they'll take care of it.
Okay.
Is there anything else that we need to address?
No, Your Honor. I don't think so.
Bringing them out.
You bring him out. Okay.
And
That's
I
all.
want to admonish him that,
Okay.
you know, especially with a baby on the way, he's got to be careful. No dope. Like, I'm going to test him like crazy. Mr. Waters, how's jail? Good. You know, Mr. Waters, I want you to understand that we mean business. The days of catch and release, they're over. We're not going to play this game. And I'm not going to allow you to taint anyone else near you with your 15 theft cases that you have, or 20 or 32. No. If you want me to let you out, you will have strict supervision, meaning no dope, no alcohol, and I'm gonna test you like crazy. No going out in the middle of the night, no going to any of the places where you have your prior theft cases from, and most importantly, you need to get a job. There is a career fair, and we're gonna give you a flyer, and I want you to meet me there, so because we're gonna try to get you a job. Do you understand? That's the rub. And you smoke dope, it's over. No marijuana. And I'm gonna test you 40 days or whatever from the last time. Has he tested? Do you know?
I'm not sure, Judge.
And do you have any more children, Mr. Waters?
No, sir.
Okay, look, you have a baby on the way. You need to treat that baby well, because if you don't, you are begging for a lifelong problem with a kid that will have developmental issues. And then you have a kid like that, you are a literal babysitter for the rest of your life, taking care of a baby that can't do things on their own. Don't smoke any weed next to the baby. Don't do, because anything you do can potentially affect the baby. So you need to be careful what you're doing. You need to support her because, you know, she's going through changes. She's going to have a ton of hormones. The hormones are going to make her upset. They're going to make her feet swell. She's going to be cranky. She might have back issues. You need to be there to support her, because if you're there to support her, show love, respect, it will make the baby feel it as well. Anything you do could potentially impact that baby. You need to consider that when you're out there. If you're stressed out because you got no money or something, just think of the baby. Any test, prior test? Okay. You will be drug tested 40 days from today. If you drug test and you test positive for marijuana, that tells me that you've continued to smoke. And there's only one place you're going to go. You're now working your third case. Jillian is asking me to reinstate your bond. I very, very reluctantly, meaning that I'm scared to do so, but I'm going to today to give you the benefit of the doubt. But it's not going to happen again. If you go to jail, it's because you didn't listen, you picked up a new case, or you're doing something you shouldn't do. And I don't care if Jillian has 15 of your family members here begging and pleading. It's not going to happen again. Do you understand? No marijuana, no alcohol, no going out in the middle of the night and get a job. All I'm asking you to do is be a normal person. That's it. Give me questions. I'm giving you an ankle monitor so I know where you are at all times. You can, but I'm not letting you out in the middle of the night. I'm giving you a curfew. So Jillian, we can talk about, maybe 9, 10 o'clock, something like that. She's welcoming you to her house. It's not your house. So if she tells you something to do, you look at me. If she tells you something to do, it is her house. Don't bite the hand that feeds you, because when you burn a bridge, you never know when you might need to cross that bridge. And if you don't have her taking you in, you're on the street. And if you're on the street, you're with me. So be nice. Okay, I'll reinstate it. But he needs a GPS prior to release for the curfew of either 9 to 10, whatever it is. And then I'm giving him 2 weeks to either get a job and bring proof. If he doesn't, then he's to meet me at the job fair at the Fresh Start, and we're going to find him a job there.
Yes, sir.
And then I'll be there and he'll meet me there.
Thank you.
Okay. Shreya.
Back again, Judge.
Okay. Dave, we're always happy to have you.
I just,
Hey, Shreya.
Hi, Deborah Campbell requesting a bond.
Okay.
I'm gonna be opposed. He's wanted for manslaughter, 2 counts of aggravated assault.
Judge. Okay, it's, anyone can get into a car accident. Is that dangerous, reckless?
Well, but I guess it depends on the circumstances, right? If you've got a bunch of dope in your system,
That's true.
then if it's like a benign car wreck,
Sure.
like I got into a car wreck the other day,
But I mean, it's manslaughter, so, you know, a little bit just.
Someone died. Mr. Campbell, how's jail?
Not very good.
Good. That makes me happy. You know, what I find at least, the worse of an experience you have, the higher likelihood you have of actually, when you get out into the free world, of thinking about consequence, because that's what you want everybody to do. Think before you act, think before you speak, because you never know when it's your last time. All I know now is that you're wanted out of another state. You're wanted out of the state of Arizona, specifically Maricopa County, for manslaughter, 2 counts of aggravated assault and endangerment. Day,
Yes, Judge.
tell me about Mr.
That's all I have so far. I do show a Georgia state ID, which I didn't see at first, but I don't see any history. Originally, I believe this is only offense, but because of the severity of the offense and with the warrant stating that while there is $150,000 bond, is that they're requesting no bond until he's in front of a magistrate within their state. And so because of the severity of the offense, and the risk of flight, is that state requests no bond for this defendant.
Is this a 2B?
This is UB, Judge. It was issued out on September 25th, 2024.
Okay. And the bond over there is at 150,000.
150, but they will not permit it to be honored until he goes in front of a magistrate with a no warrant.
Okay. Do you know what the manslaughter is about?
No, I don't have the probable cause affidavit, but if you're looking for specifics, I can request it from the DA's office, but I don't have it at this time. I just know that the charges are valid.
Do you have anything that you'd like to add?
Yes, Judge. Mr. Campbell actually hired an attorney, is known about the investigation, so this was not an instance where he's trying to run. The attorney told him they could take a family vacation, so he was arrested at a connecting flight in Houston with his wife and 3 children. So he wasn't trying to run, he was going on a family vacation. His attorney there told him.
We're
hey,
on the way to
the family, he doesn't live in Houston.
Where you going?
So essentially, he gets arrested in the connecting flight process. He's not from Houston. He is ready, willing, and able to go back to Arizona. He's got his attorney set up there. If he gets out, it's not like he's legitimately gonna stay at a hotel and then the next day get on like a bus, because we talked about the flight problem. And he has a vested interest going back. He's 41 years old. I think he has a license case from like 15 years ago, nothing else. Wife, 3 kids in Arizona. He's got 2 prior children in Georgia, but he has like a family life and a business in Arizona, lives there. So he absolutely wants to get back to Arizona. And with that in mind, we would be requesting a bond here so that he can just go back and turn himself in.
No, Mr. Campbell, I really value my city, and I want to protect everybody I can for as long as I can, because the last thing I want is more death, more destruction. And you're wanted for something where there's a dead body.
Oh, sorry, Judge. It just pulled up just now. So Trey is correct. There was a suspended license, but he also had a prior hit and run and failure to stop and return to scene, which seems aligned with the manslaughter and 2 accidents with the vehicle and the
Is that with this case or another
No,
case?
sorry, Judge. This is back in Georgia. So after the license suspension, there are 2 cycles, hit and run, failure to return to scene. There's also a DWI back in 2014.
Wow. Continues to happen.
I don't know what happened to that one though. It just.
You want me to set you a bond? Really?
I had to run the state ID. It wouldn't pop up on the other side.
Yes, absolutely.
Sir, those cases were like thrown out. I didn't, whatever he has there, the DWI thing, I never had a DUI. With the hit and run business, that wasn't it.
How do I know that? Am I supposed to take your word for it?
For that thing, my car was stolen, sir, and then they assumed that, it's like how here they're assuming that I'm trying to run from.
No. No one's assuming that you're running. No one's assuming that you're running. All we know is that you are wanted out of Arizona, where there's 2 aggravated assaults and there's a manslaughter, so there's a dead body, right? And you also have priors out of another state where there's alleged DWIs and you running from the scene. So my problem is that I have no idea what the circumstances of the manslaughter are. How do I know you didn't shoot someone? How do I know you didn't run someone over in a car at a parade? And so it would be really just dangerous for me to really give you a bond and just let you go when I don't know how dangerous you are. You know what I mean? That's just, it's logic. As much as I'd like to get you back to Arizona as quick as possible, Mr. Campbell, you scare me. How soon can we get Arizona to come pick him up?
I don't know, Your Honor. I mean, well, for him, because he originally waived the magistrate, I know they've already.
He's waived.
Yes, I believe he waived 2 days ago when he went to.
Great.
Yes, so I believe the notice was already sent out.
Typically, the way it works is once you waive, we give that jurisdiction 2 weeks to come get you. Now, sometimes there are circumstances that they might want an extension for a day or two at the max 3, but by and large, they're pretty good at getting that jurisdiction to come get you within the next 2 weeks. And then we give you a free ride back to Arizona where you can answer to those charges. Now, like he said, they're willing to set you a bond. Now, it's going to be a high bond, but you got to get there first. And me, I just don't feel comfortable giving you a bond. I don't know you. I know you're telling me it's little bunnies jumping in the woods, but I really just don't know you. All I know is that there's a trail of destruction, and I don't want any more. That's it. Do you understand? Okay. So, I'm sorry, Shreya. I can't.
No worries, I just want to make sure there's nothing else you want the judge to know about bond before we discuss issues.
Now, if you're able to post bond, if you're able to get your family to post a bond in Arizona, then they can release this hold and then we'll let you out. But I don't know if that's going to happen, right? Arizona wants you there before they're going to set you bond, is what they've said. So, but you know, you never know until you try. The worst they can say is no. You have a lawyer, perhaps he can go get you a bond there. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck, Mr. Campbell. Done.
Bill, Venus.
Hi. Martha Osorio. We're charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow. You were facing up to a year in jail and/or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Ready, Judge. On October 1st, 2024, officers were dispatched to a major crash in Harris County, Texas. Houston Fire Department stated the defendant was in the driver's seat on scene, and officers made contact with a wheel witness. The wheel witness stated the defendant struck her vehicle as the defendant came out of a bar parking lot. The defendant did not stop to exchange information. The wheel witness followed the defendant to a mechanic shop, observed the defendant coming out of the driver's seat, appearing intoxicated. The wheel witness stated the defendant told her not to call officers as she would pay for damages. The officers made contact with the defendant. The officers observed strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, the defendant leaning on the vehicle for balance, and the officers observed the defendant crying and stating in Spanish that she had been drinking.
Hold on, man. Hold on.
I apologize.
I
apologize.
Start at the crying part.
Yes, Your Honor.
He's good, but
The officer,
Speedy Gonzalez.
Cry. Let's go back to crying.
the officer observed the defendant crying, stating in Spanish that she had been drinking and that she was drunk. Standard field sobriety tests were administered. HGN was 6 out of 6. Walk and turn was 6 out of 8. Officers were unable to perform the one-leg stand due to the defendant's imbalance and the defendant stating she was too drunk. The defendant was read the DIC and consented to breath. The results were .244 and .243. The defendant was identified with an Honduran passport.
Ay, ay, ay.
And Judge, further, I wanted to inform the court this is likely a DWI third.
What?
Yes, Judge. I don't know why this They know that it's a third. I don't know why they're charging it as a first. She's got 2 previous convictions.
Yes, out of Georgia.
From Georgia. It's a third. We're going to indict this. It's, I don't know why it's here. It shouldn't be here. This is a very serious case with over triple the legal limit on a third. So I just wanted to inform.
Seeing it over and over. Is someone not looking at prior criminal history? I mean, what?
It's been happening ever since I got to this court. I'm not sure why. And I've never seen this before.
And you know, the funny thing, Michael, is it's over and over, and we see it. Right, Victoria? It's just, we see it like constantly.
Can I ask, when did you start seeing this? Because I have not seen this
Years. Years. Just,
well, I'll do some talking to intake judge, but I mean, for now, all we can do is notify you that this is supposed to be a felony.
thank you. I really appreciate it. It's come to my attention that this could be a potentially a third DWI. If it is, they're going to file felony charges on you, and you will now be looking at 2 to 10 of the penitentiary. As it is now, ma'am, tell me, are you a United States citizen?
No,
Are you in this country with or without permission?
without permission.
What happens if you go to jail?
Pegó una cárcel. I would be deported.
Do you have any clue
15 days.
how long you will sit in jail waiting for that to happen?
No, I have no idea.
You will sit for a minimum of about 6 months because nothing in immigration happens fast. You will sit first. I'm putting bond condition on this case. You violate one small thing, I will put you in jail so fast that your head is going to be spinning at about 100 miles an hour. If you stay in jail for any kind of extended period of time, immigration will put their hands and they will put a detainer on you. And you will be stuck in custody until this case is over with. And then you get shipped off to immigration where you will sit for another 6 to 9 months waiting for that to happen. You are extremely lucky that if it has happened before, I don't know. But you're lucky that it hasn't happened now. You are not allowed to drive. On one ankle, I'm going to put a monitor so I know that you're not out in the middle of the night. And on your other ankle, I'm going to put an alcohol detection monitor. If you so much as use whatever that has alcohol in it, I will revoke your bond, deem you a public danger, and make your bond very high. Do you understand?
Yes.
This is an affidavit that you will be signing with me now. This is a promise that you're going to make to me that you're not going to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care who you have to save. I don't care who has to go to the hospital. If you get into a car and drive, I will have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you get into a car and drive. Do you understand?
Yes.
I'm going to tell you now that I'm ordering you not to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an ignition interlock. We will send documentation to the Texas Department of Public Safety so that they know if you ever get pulled over, you will be required to have an interlock in your car. And if you do not have an interlock in your car, officers will immediately take you to jail. You are not allowed to drive any vehicle whatsoever for any reason. But I'm giving you a warning that if you're ever pulled over, DPS officers will know that you're supposed to have an interlock. So if you're caught driving and you don't have one, into jail you go. You are lucky that you have been able to get out of jail without an immigration detainer. And I don't understand how after 3 DWIs, you continue to skirt through. But you are severely pushing your luck.
severamente.
I will have you come up here, swear to us here that you're not going to drive. After that, I will have you sign your reset with Victoria. After that, you will meet with Rachel and them for your bond conditions. You will have an 8 p.m. curfew. I do not want you out past 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. I'm giving you a curfew and I'm giving you a monitor on your leg so that I know that you're not out in the middle of the night. Your other ankle, you will have a alcohol detection monitor. That thing is extremely finicky. You need to be careful whatever you put in your body, because if I find that you use whatever that has alcohol in it, and it may be cakes, candies, food, gum, lollipops, hair dye, NyQuil, mouthwash, Listerine, if it has alcohol in it, you're not allowed to use it. Do you understand?
Yes.
The other thing I would do, if I were you, I would find a lawyer quick, because like you already heard from the district attorneys here, they're going to look into filing felony charges against you. So I would get on it quick. Hey, guys, I'd like her to get the monitor today. She goes right down now to get it, please. Waive the fee. We will have you sign all your documents now, Mr. Florio. We will continue the way we are. The next time you have even one unapproved leave, one issue, next time I will quadruple your bond. At some point, someone is going to stop ponying the money to get you out. But every single time, the bond gets quadrupled, if not quintupled. Do you understand? So we revoked his bond yesterday. He is already out. We will continue with the same conditions, right? The GPS monitor with the same kind of curfew and everything. I'm sending him for a drug test right now. I'd like to know what, if anything, is in the system as well. And then he's going to come back, sending you for a drug test. If you fail to go take the drug test, you know what happens to your bond. Take the drug test, come back, because I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. And at that point, we'll redo the same bond conditions, and then we'll send you on your way. You have to come back. Okay. And now we have another problem. Because Mr. Shirez tested negative for marijuana, he tested negative for everything in September, and now he's testing positive for marijuana. Do you have a case with us? You're here for him? Your dad? Come on up. Great, I'm happy you're here. Wonderful. I don't know what to do with your son. Maybe you can help me out, because he's not helping me out. Mr. Kamla is here, your lawyer that you guys have hired to represent your son, Mr. Shirez. How much do you know about this case? So father is here, by the way. I don't know if you know this.
Yes, I can see him.
Okay. How much do you know about this case? Okay. He's charged with harassment. He's facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. So it's a serious case. And let me say at the outset, I want the best thing for your son. I really do. I have put certain bond conditions on him. And when he violates these conditions, that's when we revoke bonds and we put people in jail. What we did was we revoked his bond initially because he had an issue. He wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing. Okay. What happened initially? I don't remember why we initially revoked it.
He was revoked because he was leaving and entering.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So what happened is this, is that he's young. I gave him a curfew. Nothing good happens in the middle of the night. So I put an ankle monitor on him to make sure that he's not going out in the middle of the night. And he violated it around, I don't know, 13, 15 times by going out in the middle of the night. So what I did was I revoked his bond and I put him in jail. I guess you now, or someone has bonded him out, and he's now here with us. One of the other conditions I told him was not to use any kind of illegal drugs, including marijuana. And I test them regularly to make sure that they're not using. I tested him in early September and he tested negative. We now drug tested him today because I want to make sure that he's still negative, and he's now tested positive for marijuana. Mr. Hatamle, that's what I wanted to bring you on to let you know that he is now tested positive for marijuana.
Yes, Judge.
We're compounding problems now. So I don't know how to go forward short of putting him in jail again because he's continuing to violate the conditions. Does he live with you?
No, his mom. But if I may, I'm a blue collar worker, and I talked to him this morning about getting his TWIC card as a background check that we use in the plants. If you gave me a chance for him to take out his TWIC card and put him on jobs with me, we take hair follicles, we take UAs, we take swabs. So the TWIC card, I got an appointment for him.
I know how valuable those TWIC cards are. I know. And we get a lot of people in here that use them and have really good jobs. And
I left the job in South Texas to come home so I could be here with him.
Thank you.
So I'm trying. But
I understand. And I want to help you as much as I can as well. The problem is that I don't even think he graduated from high school.
No.
Come up, Mr. Chirez. You are ending up nowhere fast. You are on the fast track to becoming someone who is in and out of jail with nothing but convictions on their record and thereby becoming unemployable. What I see, is he has way too much time on his hands and he's now self-destructive. You see that it's one thing after the other. All he wants to do is go out, party, not work, and not do anything in life. What you do now, set yourself up so that when you're his age, maybe a little bit older, you don't have to work like a dog for the rest of your life. The idea is you work hard now, make a shitload of money now, so you don't have to work like a dog when you're 70. I have friends of mine that never pushed their family to work, and they're now working at like Sears types jobs, and they're 7 years old just to be able to have health insurance. Because God forbid you get sick and you don't have insurance. You really have a tough time. Try being sick without health insurance. It's really hard. Life does not get easier the older you get. It gets more difficult. You get bigger, fatter, uglier, your hair falls out. Life doesn't get easier. And if you don't have an education, if you don't have a job, you will be at the bottom of the barrel, like a sucker fish, like sucking on the ground just to be able to. That's no life. Life really sucks without money. The problem is that if I release him to you, you're not with him all the time. And when the cat's away, the mice will play. And that's my fear, because who he's living with him now doesn't have enough control on him. Because as you can see, we're now on our second, if not third, bond violation. And if I let him go, what does that tell him? It tells him it's okay, and it's not. Give me a plan.
plan is to go take his TWIC card and put him to take him on jobs with me.
You can do that full time?
So it's temporary work, you know. I work contracts, 6 weeks here.
But my point is that he's with you at all times. He's hanging out with you. Because what I would do is I would put him on a real strict regimen as far as curfew, who he's to be with, and times he can be out. I'm putting you in jail right now. The only thing that's saving you from going to jail is your dad. Really, that's the only reason I'm not putting you in jail right now. Because if he wasn't here, you'd be in custody right now.
If you could give me 30 days for him to be clean, the TWIC card takes about 3 to 4 weeks to come back.
Can you really get him a TWIC card with this harassment charge that's open?
It's pending still, so yes, sir. I know people that got worse cases on them, and they have TWIC cards.
Yeah, I've seen a lot worse than this.
It's not. It's not so much the toy cart, Your Honor, it's the plant that has.
Let me ask you this, who got him out of jail now?
I did.
I'll make you a deal.
All right.
He messes up again, that's it. I'll put him in jail, that's it. I will release him to you. I'm trusting you. You will look over him, make sure he goes to and from, gets to where he needs to go, from where he needs to go. And I'm giving him a curfew, and I'm gonna test him 40 days from today.
What if we pick up a job and it's night shift? Like right now, I'm currently on nights. Have him call
He
you?
is with you?
Mhm.
So you're currently working night shifts now?
Yes, sir.
How long are you gonna work night shifts?
This job's almost done. I'll be off next week or two.
Are you gonna actually take him with you to work now?
I mean, no. He needs a toy cart first.
Okay, so it's not gonna happen now.
Not gonna happen now, is what I'm saying.
So I don't want him out in the middle of the night. Now, if you in the future get a job where it's overnight, I will, as long as he's with you. The only time I'm letting him out is if he's with dad. Otherwise, no. Okay, I'll release him to you. But we gotta be on the same page, otherwise we go nowhere. I'm gonna test him again in 40 days. You ever test positive for marijuana again, into jail you go. And that's where you stay until this case is over with. And I'm gonna tell you now, I will not let you plead guilty to just get out of jail, because it happens a lot. They get in jail and they want to just plead guilty to get out. I'm not gonna let you do it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
The next time you fail me on a curfew violation, likewise, I'm going to put you in jail. And I'm gonna tell you now, your bond is 5,000 now. I'm gonna make it 50,000, or perhaps even higher, maybe lower, I don't know, but it's going to be high. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
That will be a third violation with me, 3 strikes. I'm not gonna continue to play this game. I will, because you're here as a courtesy to you, and I want to see him do well. And God, if he could get your twit card, that would be amazing. But the problem is you still got to put your heart into the work that you're doing. So if you think that you're going to go there and do half-ass jobs, don't waste anybody's time. Don't waste his time. If you're going to do it well, because that's the idea. Okay, so let's redo it. He gets tested 40 days from today. Same bond conditions that he on earlier. I'm going to waive the fee so you don't have to pay for anything, right? Normally, this is like a $400 monthly fee. I'm going to waive everything, so the money's not an issue. He's got to get the device on his leg today to make sure it's operational. What's the curfew? What do we do? What is it?
10 pieces. 6
Okay, same thing, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. is the curfew. No drugs, no alcohol. You get tested in 40 days, and that's it. Okay? Thanks so much for coming. Trey, do you want some Skittles?
Sugar spikes?
You want some Skittles?
No, I don't know how you do it. I would get headaches. I get migraines.
Just coffee for me. I
Me
run on
too,
caffeine.
If I'm gonna have sugar, it's in my coffee.
I have coffee with my sugar. Hey, you know Speedy Gonzalez's cousin, right? Slowpoke Rodriguez.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
You have got to be kidding me. What is going on today? This is a joke. This is a joke. Today is an absolute joke. He needs an interpreter.
I need an interpreter when I cannot express myself sometimes.
Oh my God, sir, put that cigarette out. I don't give a crap that you are outside of this. What is wrong with everybody today? You know what, Miss Reed, we're going to start bringing people in person. People are going to learn how to act in a courtroom.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Ma'am? Ma'am? Can you hear it?
No.
Okay.
I have no patience for that. And trust me, out of the day, I'm sitting up here, I'm the one that needs a drink.